Hello there, and welcome back. Tonight we will gently wander through a calming realm of softly lit forests and desert sands, where the hush of twilight encourages a cozy sense of wonder about the ingenious solutions animals have crafted for survival in the most unexpected ways. So let us invite you to settle in, perhaps close your eyes, and drift toward a peaceful state of mind as we begin this soothing journey through what we might call fall asleep with nature's quiet marvels, extraordinary adaptations in the animal kingdom, or if you prefer a gentle echo, fall asleep with remarkable secrets of animal life, a gentle journey through nature's wonders, allowing the calming power of each word to guide you calmly through the intricate and marvelous tapestry of life that unfolds around us each day, often unnoticed, yet brimming with fascinating stories that reflect the quiet determination and adaptability of species, large and small, in environments ranging from sun-scorched deserts to mist-shrouded woodlands and tranquil seas, reminding us that nature is infinitely creative and endlessly patient, forging behaviors and traits that help animals flourish in ways we can only watch and admire as we float into a gentle reverie. Here in the serene twilight atmosphere, imagine the silhouette of a fennec fox in the mid-ground, its oversized ears catching the subtle golden glow that slips between the distant trees, those ears serving more than just a charming appearance, for the fennec fox, small and delicate, relies on them for multiple advantages, including an incredible capacity for heat regulation that keeps this fox comfortable in the desert's baking daytime temperatures and chillier nights. And if you listen carefully in your mind, you can practically hear the soft rustle of desert sands beneath those nimble paws as this elegant creature pads across moonlit dunes, pausing to let the air flow around its ears, layering the fox with a gentle breeze that carries away excess warmth, a perfect example of how adaptation can be both practical and beautiful. Turning our attention from desert scenes to watery worlds, we come across octopuses gliding through the shadows and textures of the sea floor, creatures whose very essence speaks of nature's far-reaching ingenuity. For the octopus has 3 hearts that pulse in silent unison, circulating blue blood through flexible bodies that can shift color and even texture to harmonize with corals and crevices, an astonishing camouflage so refined that we might only recognize their presence once they move, giving us a glimpse of swirling pigments that ripple across sensitive skin, mesmerizing us into a state of awe as we drift further into a calm mental space, marveling at how these intelligent invertebrates solve puzzles, navigate mazes, and open containers with the skillful dexterity of arms that seem almost to dance through the water with gentle grace. If you let your thoughts wander to colder places where forest floors can be laden with snow and ice, there lives a modest amphibian known as the wood frog, which possesses the remarkable ability to survive the freeze of winter, its body slowing down and even halting the beat of its heart for weeks or months at a time, the water within its cells carefully managed so it does not rupture delicate tissues, and once the grip of winter recedes, the frog gently thaws out and hops back into the familiar cycle of life, as if nature kindly pressed pause and then pressed play again, all without lasting harm, a quiet demonstration of how resilience can take many forms under frosty conditions. Tonight, as we maintain a calm, relaxing tempo, picture a pastoral scene with grass swaying gently in a meadow, and in that meadow, a soft chorus of cows mumbling and breathing in a comforting, rhythmic way. For these peaceful grazers, contrary to what some might assume, form robust and lasting friendships, often bonding with specific companions they prefer to spend time with, cozying up to each other, sharing the restful peace of an open field while quietly chewing and resting, evidence that not only do they benefit from social connection, but it lowers their stress and keeps them emotionally secure, reminding us that social bonds in the animal kingdom can be just as layered and meaningful as in our own human circles, gently underlining that shared warmth and companionship can be as vital to survival as physical attributes. In that same spirit of intelligent interaction, think of the raven with its keen eyes and mysteriously dark silhouette, an avian trickster known for using tools with an almost mischievous brilliance, manipulating sticks to extract food from hard-to-reach places, solving multi-step puzzles by combining objects, and displaying a playful intellect that brims with the possibility of insight or creative reasoning, a subtle sign that behind those dark feathers is a mind more perceptive, more flexible than we might have once believed. And as we contemplate the raven's cunning, we can let our thoughts glide with its wings up into a gentle swirl of cool evening air, drifting deeper into the hush of night's approach, calmed by the knowledge that nature's intelligence reveals itself in many forms, waiting patiently for us to admire and appreciate the hidden sparks of innovation that quietly shape survival. While we remain in this peaceful place of open-minded awe, we can explore yet another corner of the vast tapestry of life, such as the hidden micro-world of the tardigrade, also called the water bear, tiny beyond measure and somewhat comical in appearance, but astonishingly robust, capable of withstanding temperatures and conditions that would overwhelm almost any other organism, entering a state of suspended animation when times are dire, where life slows to a near standstill until improved circumstances arise, reminding us that in the quiet corners of nature, small packages can conceal truly extraordinary stamina, and even when overlooked, these minuscule invertebrates carry on through extremes that challenge our assumptions about what life can endure. And then perhaps your mind drifts to the edges of a warm coastline, where seagrass sways in the gentle surge of the tide, and you notice a slight flutter, or a delicate horse-like shape among the strands. The seahorse, an elegant oddity wrapped in a fish's body, gliding upright with a graceful sway, forming pair bonds where they might dance in sync at dawn. And uniquely, the male seahorse is the one who carries and nurtures developing offspring, an endearing reversal of roles that feels almost magical, as though nature decided to remind us that there is more than one way to safeguard the future generation. In a different space, where the brush runs dry and every drop of moisture is precious, we encounter the desert kangaroo rat, tiny and swift, so perfectly adapted for an environment of punishing heat that it can go for weeks or even months without drinking liquid water, extracting enough hydration from the seeds it eats, bounding across the sand in powerful leaps that minimize contact with the scorching soil, a delicate balancing act between energy conservation and the constant search for nourishment, all carried out quietly beneath the watchful sky, a testament to unwavering self-sufficiency that rings with silent determination. Continuing our exploration, we discover the specialization and precision of the chameleon, perched among leaves and branches, eyes rotating independently in wide arcs, scanning each direction for movement, colors shifting seamlessly to match the mood or environment, not merely for camouflage but also for communication with other chameleons, the slow, deliberate steps of this reptile matching the slow, steady rhythm of our own becoming calm, reminding us that sometimes in nature, patience is the most reliable tool for survival, allowing the chameleon to wait stealthily for unsuspecting insects to come within range, so that their lightning-quick tongue can snap forward and seize the meal in a single fluid motion, a dance of focus and restraint. Perhaps now you envision yourself in a silent Arctic expanse, where an Arctic fox pads through the snow, the hush of ice reflecting the fox's quiet footfalls, its thick winter coat so brilliantly white that it seems one with the snowy backdrop, a protective blanket that warms the fox against the searing chill, and in summer that same coat transforms into browns and grays, blending seamlessly with the rocky tundra, an adaptation that shows just how precisely fur coloring can track the shifting seasons, so that the fox remains disguised from predators and prepared for stealthy hunts, a cycle of transitions echoing the soft turning of our own daily rituals, gently reminding us of the continuous changes that shape all life. Nearby, you might notice a living mountain of power in the form of a polar bear, its large paw prints pressed into the ice, each step deliberate in the hunt for seals, fur so well insulated that it appears white, though in reality, each hair is hollow, capturing warmth and guiding it close to the bear's black skin, an ingenious design that ensures maximum insulation against the chilling climate. And as we contemplate this quiet mastery of insulation and camouflage, we watch the polar bear move along the ice in an unhurried, confident manner, as though it understands precisely the balance of energy required to endure such demanding cold. Then let your mind wander out of the snow and into a lush stretch of forest, where among the branches and foliage you might hear the flutter of a hummingbird, its small form a blur of shimmering feathers, wings beating at a remarkable speed that allows it to hover in midair, sipping nectar with exquisite precision, its heart racing so quickly that, comparatively, every moment must feel like a lively dance. And yet there is a tranquility in its presence, too, a sense of fragile perfection, balanced by the specialized metabolism and lightweight structure that grants the gift of flight with a near weightless grace, an adaptation that resonates with the notion that nature finds a way to shape bodies in tune with the demands of each environment, from the desert fox's oversized ears to the hummingbird's swift wings. In the stillness of evening, imagine also the silent echo of a bat on the wing darting through the dusk with acute echolocation to guide the chase for insect squeaks emitted in high frequency, bouncing back from the environment, forming a three-dimensional map in the bat's mind, a sort of natural sonar that transcends the darkness. And while we cannot perceive these calls, we might sense that rapid volley of signals continuing in the gloom, a hidden layer of nightly communication that ensures efficient flight, a perfect example that what we cannot see or hear might still be essential to the rhythms of the animal world, gently broadening our awareness as we lull ourselves into the deeper calm that comes from acceptance of mysteries beyond our senses. At the edge of a rolling grassland on a balmy evening, we come upon a group of elephants, led by a matriarch whose memory extends across vast distances, guiding her family to water holes that she recalled from times of drought, her trunk caressing the youngsters in a gentle reassurance, the soft rumbles of communication passing among them at frequencies too low for us to discern, forging bonds that unite the herd and help each individual in times of challenge, an incredible tapestry of social complexity and emotional intelligence that even extends to mourning their dead, all in a display of empathy that encourages us to consider how deeply rooted in nature compassion and connection truly are. Meanwhile, not too far from that land, picture a pride of lions dozing beneath scattered trees, the hush of evening stippled by cicadas, the lionesses curled in a circle of warmth, while the occasional flick of an ear betrays their half-aware state, always balancing rest with vigilance, for survival demands readiness. Yet in the lull of twilight, these powerful carnivores find a moment of peace under the gentle cover of dusk, reminding us that in every corner of nature, from the cackling hyena to the playful meerkat peering out of its burrow, rest and watchfulness form a continuum that resonates with the cyclical patterns of the environment, guiding each heartbeat to align with the unseen rhythms stretching across the landscape. If you find yourself now drifting to a place of tall trees and hanging vines, you might spot the slow and unhurried motions of a sloth clinging to a branch, nibbling quietly on leaves and spending the majority of its time in hushed relaxation, an animal whose metabolism is tailored to extreme energy conservation. Even algae can grow in its fur without causing it harm, granting it a mild camouflage in the foliage, just the right measure of greenish tint that comes from the interplay of fur, humidity and natural microorganisms, a quiet synergy between the sloth and its environment that speaks volumes about survival through stillness rather than haste, an approach that complements our own desire to slow down and rest in a hush of calm observation. And in that same tropical realm, you might see a bright flash of color as a flock of macaws passes overhead, their raucous calls echoing in the canopy, wings sculpted for long flights, beaks sturdy enough to crack nuts and seeds that other birds could never manage, tongues bristled inside with a shape that aids in gripping and breaking food, an elegant synergy of form and function that, when paused to examine, reveals the depth of adaptation common throughout the bird world, from the big-beaked toucans to the tiny-beaked finches, all attuned to the resources and challenges present in their territory, each shaped by countless years of transitions, one subtle shift at a time, culminating in specialized masterpieces that, when woven together, form the pastel mosaic of biodiversity. We gently celebrate and, taking a slow mental walk across stepping stones at the edge of a secluded pond, we might notice the dragonfly, an airborne acrobat whose ancestors took to the skies long before certain other creatures dreamt of flight. And indeed, modern dragonflies maintain wonders of precision as they hover, dart and pivot with a nimbleness reminiscent of delicate nature-made helicopters, their shining bodies reflecting a spectrum of colors in the angled twilight, large compound eyes granting them a near 360-degree field of vision, enabling them to spot prey mid-air and capture it with swift, almost imperceptible movements, a quiet testament to the synergy between form, function and lightness that has kept them patrolling watery landscapes for uncounted generations. As an evening hush settles deeper, you might care to drift your thoughts toward the notion of cooperation that appears in the busy life of a beehive, bees communicating through a sophisticated dance that conveys directions to clustered flowers in bloom, a waggle pattern that precisely indicates location, distance, even the richness of nectar available, another indication that intelligence surfaces in many varied ways, from the puzzle-solving raven above to the waggle-dancing honeybee below, all culminating in a wonderful patchwork of unique communication strategies woven gently into the environment, ensuring that critical resources can be located, harvested, and shared for the benefit of the colony, much like how we share our knowledge and experiences to enrich each other's lives. A comforting reminder tonight that no matter how simple or complex an organism might seem, nature's blueprint for communal cooperation is older and wiser than we might realize. Perhaps in that same meadow stands the giraffe, towering in quiet elegance, its neck stretching far to reach the tops of trees, a heart powerful enough to pump blood all the way up to that lofty head, specialized valves preventing too much pressure when the giraffe lowers its neck to drink, everything fine-tuned to maintain balance and stability, despite gravity's pull. And as we imagine this graceful herbivore moving slowly across the grasslands, blending its height with the quiet hush of dusk, we might sense the gentle way evolution crafts solutions to everyday problems, such as retrieving leaves well beyond the goals of competing grazers, turning an elongated form and a robust cardiovascular system into a marvel of purposeful adaptation. In a more temperate, perhaps autumnal woodland brimming with soft shadows, you might pause to watch a hedgehog rustling through dry leaves, small nose twitching in the air, keenly sniffing for insects, while its spines provide a defensive barrier against predators, allowing it to curl up into a protective ball if threatened, a practical demonstration that being small does not have to mean being vulnerable. If you have the right set of defenses, and as the hedgehog crawls along in search of food, we recall that so many creatures, whether insects, mammals, reptiles or amphibians, each carry a tapestry of traits to handle the demands of their environment, from the color-changing cuttlefish to the tough scales of a pangolin, always revealing new dimensions of nature's ingenuity to those who care to look closer. Stepping away from the shadows of the forest floor into open farmland, you might sense the presence of free-roaming chickens, scuttling about, clucking gently, forming a distinct pecking order that some might read as simple hierarchy. Yet beneath that is a familiar sense of social awareness, recollection of who outranks whom, and even the capacity to recognize individual faces, ensuring that daily interactions run with a measure of consistency and order, all part of an ancient lineage that long adapted to ground-dwelling life, complete with specialized eyes capable of spotting the smallest uncertainties in the grass, swiftly pecking up seeds or insects, an understated sign that survival rests in noticing subtle cues within a habitat. Moving further along, consider the possibility of glimpsing the graceful arc of a dolphin's dorsal fin slicing through shimmering waters near a quiet shore, the evening light illuminating gentle waves, and beneath the surface, these sociable mammals communicate with an assortment of clicks and whistles, scanning their surroundings with sonar and forging bonds with podmates that can last for years, cooperating in hunts and watchful guardianship, coordinating movements with fluid synergy that feels almost choreographed, a soothing illustration of how intelligence can manifest as collaborative problem-solving in the calm hush of marine life, far from the hustle that we might typically associate with the throngs of creatures competing for space. Drifting onward, you might envision a coral reef replete with small reef fish that flit around the undulating tentacles of sea anemones in a quiet interplay of color. The fish is immune to the stings that deter other species, forming a mutually beneficial relationship that offers them protection, while the fish provide the anemone with nutrients through their waste, a serene synergy that highlights the soft give and take woven into countless corners of the world, reminding us that adaptation is not purely about predators or single species cunning, but that cooperative strategies also arise time and again, allowing the community of life to flourish in unsuspected alliances that keep the entire system thriving, opening our thoughts to other forms of remarkable living strategies. Perhaps you conjure the image of a platypus wading at the water's edge in a gentle twilight,
an almost mythical combination of features: a duck-like bill, webbed feet, fur, egg-laying habits, and electroreception that guides it to prey. So unusual that the first explorers who encountered it thought it must be a hoax. Yet it stands as a perfect illustration that sometimes nature designs a solution that seems to pull from multiple realms, melding mammalian traits with avian and reptilian hints, forging a creature that quietly navigates its watery domain, no more concerned about its puzzling array of features than a hummingbird might question its rapid heartbeat, each simply existing as a testament to the fluid creativity that evolution can manifest. If the mood calls for venturing even deeper, consider slipping into the midnight waters where bioluminescent fish and jellyfish drift in the gentle ebb of the current, flickers of subdued light pulsing from within, each flicker a chemical reaction that might serve to lure prey or confuse predators, a silent code shining in the gloom, reminding us that while we rest tonight, entire worlds glow and shift beneath the surface, harnessing biological light to signal or survive, a phenomenon so quietly stunning that we might forget how advanced it really is, an algae bloom or a comb jelly's shimmering rainbow combs, mesmerizing us with their hushed display of subaquatic fireworks, bringing your thoughts back to the hush of a lowland forest at dusk. You may hear the distant call of tree frogs starting their nightly serenade, a chorus that can be surprisingly loud given the small size of each singer, each frog calling out for a mate or to stake a territory, and as the chirping and trilling forms a layered melody of amphibian rhythms, consider how each species has its own distinctive chord, shaped by specialized vocal sacs and membranes that produce music unique to that frog, a gentle sign that in nature even the voices of amphibians become sculpted by time to better suit their mating rituals and territorial signals, weaving new strands of adaptation into the ambient lullaby of night. Further along you might happen upon the enchanting sight of a glowworm hanging from a mossy bank, or perhaps an entire colony of them, lighting up the darkness with tiny dots of luminescence, luring unsuspecting insects into sticky threads that dangle from the ceiling of a cave or the overhang of a riverbank, a delicate trap lit like a starry night sky in miniature. And while the insects see what appears to be open space or glimmering reflections, they become entangled, a calm but carefully orchestrated method of survival that shows how nature takes advantage of illusions in the gloom, a gentle reminder that not everything that twinkles is as friendly as it appears, though it remains mesmerizing and entrancing to behold. If you let your mind roam to a place of quiet farmland or rolling pastoral hills, think of the sheep, a humble creature with thick wool that insulates against biting chill, and note that ancient domestication led to an array of breeds specialized for different terrains, each variety a testament to how quickly animals can adapt through selection, whether natural or guided, resulting in coats, colors, and temperaments that all reflect a synergy between the environment and the animal's lineage. And in the silent moments under a crescent moon, that woolly flock can appear as ghostly forms gently grazing amid tall grasses, breathing softly in unison, each a quiet piece of a rural tapestry that drifts us further into a relaxed state of acceptance and calm. You might recall, meanwhile, that ravens are not the only problem solvers in the animal kingdom, for crows in general have shown an ability to crack nuts by dropping them from heights onto roads, then waiting for passing vehicles to break them open, mastering a modern adaptation so subtle that it almost passes for an intriguing trick, but in reality it hints at advanced reasoning. The bird has learned to exploit human inventions for its own feeding purpose, a silent synergy between natural intelligence and artificial structures that might raise a smile as we drift deeper into the twilight glow of understanding the wonders around us. If you allow yourself to pause at the edge of a gently trickling stream, perhaps enveloped in the last traces of evening light, you might sense the quiet presence of a beaver, industrious architect of wetlands, gnawing on wood with powerful teeth, building dams that alter entire ecosystems, creating ponds where fish and other aquatic life can flourish, while also offering the beaver family a safer environment to live, a case where adaptation extends beyond the individual body and transforms the landscape, forging protective watery roots that slow predators, water the surrounding vegetation, and seed new life around the region, each small act culminating in a dynamic interplay between creature and habitat that resonates with a subtle hush in the twilight air. In a different corner, walking under the tangled canopy of a rainforest, you might find the leaf-cutter ants, diligently slicing fragments of foliage many times larger than themselves, carrying those pieces in a steady stream back to their colony, not for direct consumption, but to cultivate a specialized fungus that will feed the colony, an extraordinary agricultural practice that developed natural forms of pest control to protect their crop, revealing the quiet brilliance of an insect society structured around a farming model that ensures reliable nourishment, all of it executed through chemical signals, synergy, and an unwavering dedication to the collective good. Then if you allow your thoughts to wander upward to the tree branches overhead, imagine the subtle movements of a nocturnal lemur in Madagascar, perhaps the eye, tapping on the bark in the hush of night, listening for hollow spaces where grubs lie, then using its long, slender middle finger to extract them, a specialized tool that turned the lemur's hand into a living probe for nighttime hunting, and though once considered by some cultures as an omen or curiosity because of its odd appearance, it remains a shining example of adaptation shaped by the demands of diet and habitat, forging a very particular method of foraging that suits an environment where resources and competition require unique strategies for success. Across the continents, you might recall that not all animals rely on vision or typical senses, for the star-nosed mole navigates its subterranean world via a ring of delicate fleshy projections that surround its nose, packed with sensory receptors that allow it to identify tiny prey in near total darkness, effectively turning each tendril into a fingertip, so that the mole can map its environment by touch instead of sight, a strange but effective approach for a creature that thrives underground, a subtle sign that adaptation tailors senses to align with environment, whether that means sonar for bats, electroreception for platypus, or tactile star-shaped noses for moles, each quietly reflecting the mesmerizing puzzle-solving capacity of nature. As the minutes slip by, continuing in this tranquil reflection, consider the bond shared among wolves in a pack, working collectively to hunt, communicate through a mix of vocalizations, body language and sense, caring for pups and forming social hierarchies that revolve around trust and mutual support, reminding us that in the hush of night, these canines might be heard howling across vast distances, a hauntingly beautiful form of group cohesion that simultaneously asserts territory and fosters a sense of belonging, an echo in the dark that speaks not of loneliness but of the unbreakable thread tethering individuals together, even in domesticated forms, such as our companion dogs. That shared ancestry with wolves resonates in times of vulnerability or closeness, forging an unspoken bond that humans and canines have nurtured for centuries, a subtle web of communication that resonates in our daily lives. Now, as you breathe in the gentle calm of this moment, you can almost sense the softness of the air, the quiet hush of the natural world, and within this hush you can return to each example we've explored: the desert fox with its large ears, the wise ravens, the three-hearted octopus, the wood frog that suspends its life in ice, and the cows that form heartfelt friendships, all weaving together a tapestry of adaptation that testifies to the endless creativity of natural processes, a quiet mosaic that encourages us to see that survival is not merely about who is strongest or fastest, but rather about the unique, ingenious ways animals learn to live in balance with their surroundings. From the silent flight of an owl scanning the forest floor to the sly grin of a crocodile lurking by the riverbank, from the labyrinth-like passages of an ant colony to the vibrant plumage of a peacock fanning its tail in mating displays, nature's story is always unfolding around us, gradually revealing puzzles and patterns that offer a sense of awe and serenity for those who observe without haste. And though we may never fully grasp every facet of why or how each trait came to be, we can gently lean into that mystery tonight, letting it rock us toward restful sleep, content to know that the world hums along with countless forms of adaptation, each singing softly into the quiet arcs of our imagination. If we let these musings wrap us in a cradle of acceptance, we can feel our thoughts slow breathing deepen, eyelids grow heavier, and a sense of comfort take hold. For within the knowledge that clever responses to life's demands exist across species and habitats, we recognize a universal narrative that underscores hope and resilience, and perhaps that recognition can lull us into a place of calm gratitude, reminding us that we too share in nature's tapestry of wonder, shaped by our surroundings, learning each day to adapt in ways that might feel small but collectively sustain our own survival. There is something deeply soothing about watching animals and understanding the patience underlying those paths of evolution, the slow, unhurried dance of changes that gather across generations to create solutions we see as magical, yet are the outcome of countless trials and small steps forward. And in the hush of this realization, we might find the perfect space to release our day, inhale calmly, and exhale with the compassion that has been quietly building in the background, compassion for the living diversity that surrounds us, compassion for our own journey, and acceptance that, in the end, we sleep under the same hush of the night sky that all other creatures share, lulled by the shift from day to night, cradled in the knowledge that we are part of something vast and intricately woven. With that gentle reassurance, we can settle our minds, easing ourselves into a dreamy place where the subtle calls of an unseen creature might drift through our imagination, or the silent gliding of a whale in faraway waters resonates as a calm presence in our subconscious, or the stealthy movement of a cat padding on soft paws in a moonlit courtyard invites a feeling of safety, that we are protected in the knowledge that life continues in its cyclical patterns, always adjusting, always learning, always persevering. May these reflections guide you toward a deep and refreshing sleep, easing every muscle into rest, letting the narrative of animal adaptations carry you through a comforting labyrinth of possibilities, each example reinforcing the simpler truth that nature is kind in its ability to adapt, unveiling wonders in every possible niche, creating intricate solutions that guide each species, from the ephemeral flash of a firefly's glow to the sure-footed steps of a mountain goat on rocky cliffs, or the friendship of cows each element of nature in its rightful place, fulfilling its role in the gentle orchestration of life. So now as your breathing steadies and your eyes grow soft, feel free to let your mind silence even the soothing parade of thoughts that have accompanied you this far, and allow yourself to sink into the warmth of your resting place, letting tranquility take over, letting the hush of night become your lullaby, accompanied by the knowledge that across all corners of nature, the hush of adaptation and survival resonates with a comforting sense of balance. Let that balance tap into your own energy, gently reminding you that you too can find your calm center, secure in the quiet knowledge of how beautifully living beings unite in the subtle dance of existence. And so, dear listener, we draw this gentle exploration to a close, trusting that these calm reflections of fennec foxes, octopuses, ravens, cows, wood frogs, and so many other fascinating creatures have eased you into a slower rhythm, one where your muscles can relax, your heartbeat can settle, and your mind can drift softly toward a well-deserved rest. May you find peace in the unseen synergy of life's adaptations, and may the soft lull of nature's quiet marvels cradle you in serenity. Thank you for sharing this moment, and allowing these gentle images and thoughts to accompany you on your path to sleep. Good night, and may you rest sweetly, until a new dawn approaches with its own gifts of silent wonder.